In a world where merchandising and commerce is a major driving force, it's common to want and have stuff. Some like to shop online, waiting for their precious packages to present themselves on their doors at home after ordering them a month ago from an international brand. Balikbayan boxes are also common, sent by overseas Filipinos to their loved ones here in the Philippines. No matter where the stuff came from, it seems as if they would always be in our reach. We might not realize it, but the cargo shipping industry has been shouldering the transport of the goods we all enjoy. Its significance in the economy has been further proven during the pandemic, given that the country's maritime transport sector stood resilient.
In 2021, 266.76 million metric tons of cargo volume was reported by the Philippine Ports Authority. As the ocean transport sector continues to thrive, it becomes clearer that cargo shipping is a service that the masses collectively need. With that said, what is it about cargo shipping that makes the industry an efficient way to transport materials? For starters, it's by far the most economical method of transport, especially over long distances. When compared to air, ocean shipping is generally 4 to 6 times cheaper, which draws people towards the service. Furthermore, the ocean is basically a big waterway covering most of the earth. Thus, ocean shipping companies can usually accommodate any shipping job, no matter the distance of the destination. However, it is the capability of this type of shipping to handle large, bulky, oversized loads that truly separates it from other methods of transport. From large vehicles to construction equipment, ocean shipment provides the most efficient and safe method for materials to reach where they need to be.
However, with the advantages that ocean shipping has, there comes consequences, ones that materialize when pollution comes into the equation. What are we actually dealing with beneath the surface of cargo shipping?
In its broadest definition, marine pollution refers to the introduction of man-made substances into the marine environment that causes harm to the health of the ocean and its residents, leading to hazards to human health and impediments in marine activities and facilities. While this may indeed be from various sources, such as land runoff and airborne emissions, a 2018 article detailed that a significant percentage, amounting to 12%, can be traced back to marine transport. From this, 3 specific causes were determined, namely chemical spills and leaks, sunken containers, and plastics and garbage.
Release of oil and chemicals into coastal waters can affect many aspects. It can kill wildlife and adversely impact the food chain and habitats. Coastal economies and tourism would also suffer from damage that can last for a long time. An investigation of the 2006 Guimaras oil spill provides a case study for the impacts of such spills. The oil release had to go somewhere, and it ended up on coastal mangroves and on island shorelines, which impacted sensitive ecosystems and disrupted fishing and subsistence activities. Cleaning up shorelines was also a grueling task, one that local fishermen had to also endure.
Chemical spills are perhaps the most intimidating out of these 3, and for good reason. While there are oil spill incidents, such as the 2006 Guimaras incident that has made a mark on Philippine history, minor to medium spills occur throughout the country annually, rather frequently, as shown by a study conducted to determine the oil spills of 21st century Philippines. Now, it was also shown that 55.46% of the oil spills came from vessels, which can include ships for material transport. Other sources, like industrial and manufacturing activities, terminals and depots, and shipyards, are also connected to the cargo shipping industry. Approximately 4,855,727 liters of spill in total was reported from 2000 to 2021. And this is not considering the fact that there may still be unreported spilling events that are not reported by agencies or not captured by the media. Considering these statistics, we can see that there's a visible cause for alarm for cargo shipping spills.
Ocean material transport may only have a part in chemical spills, but pollution from this industry can also take the form of an object specific to their sector, shipping containers.
Recent statistics have shown that containers lost at sea have increased by 400% just in the span of 2020 to 2021 alone. While this number encompasses transport worldwide, it must be made known that most of the container loss is attributed to unpredictable weather conditions, characteristics that the Philippines' geographical profile has.
The loss to the sea of about 1,000 containers might seem trivial when compared to the millions of shipping containers transported annually, but such events have specific impacts, both economically and ecologically.
On a monetary perspective, it was estimated that almost 60% of the financial value of all container-related mishaps are due to lost containers. Meanwhile, ecological assessment around the sunken container showed that containers cause significant differences in marine habitats. In the study, a shipping container that dropped in the vicinity of a national marine sanctuary became a pseudo-island in a span of 7 years. Animals and organisms typically found in rock outcrops resided on the surface of the shipping container. However, this doesn't necessarily mean that lost containers at sea are a good thing. In the same assessment, it was found that biodiversity is reduced within a 10-meter radius of the shipping container. The potential toxicity of the zinc-based paint of the container may have been a deterrent to animals to go near it.
Lastly, we should not ignore the marine pollution caused by plastic and garbage, since they can be as deadly as any chemical spill.
According to a 2021 article, 20% of marine debris is ship sourced. Since about 90 to 95% of food and commercial goods are shipped through the seas due to cost efficiency, it follows that this pollution source contributes greatly. Garbage types dictated by the International Convention for Prevention of Marine Pollution for Ships, or MARPOL, are classified into cooking oil and oily residues, plastic, food wastes, domestic wastes, ash from incinerators, operational wastes, cargo residues, and ozone-depleting substances. Interviews were conducted with maritime companies and port constituents from the Philippines' three most relevant ports: Manila North Harbor, Batangas Port, and Cagayan de Oro Port. It was found out that while port statements suggest that waste is not commonly sorted, maritime companies insist that MARPOL guidelines are followed with regards to segregation. In addition, it was also discovered that even if MARPOL segregation was done on board, the recycling methods may not match the ports where they dock. This issue of improper management may have been causing more waste to end up in the waters.
Frankly, there's a lot less data about marine pollution stemming from sea-based activities when compared to waste that comes from the land. Since the Philippines remains one of the largest contributors to oceanic plastic pollution, it becomes imperative to take action. With these three components, the cargo shipping-induced marine pollution, what can be done?
For leak fuel or oil and chemical spills, magnetic soap, autonomous robots, and ultra-absorbent sponges are just some of the boundary-pushing methods being used to clean up oil spills around the world. Developed by innovation-driven researchers and scientists, the new methods are designed to remove oil from the water as quickly and efficiently as possible.
For sunken containers, with the ocean losing coral reefs at a rapid pace, countries like Cambodia are finding new and innovative ways to create new homes for sea life. Some of these new homes are formed by dropping shipping containers in the ocean for the coral to grow on and shelter for other marine life. If they could be improved so that biodiversity could be maintained around the habitat, then shipping containers could be a viable option as man-made habitats for marine ecosystems. What about plastics and other garbage? In the Philippines, in partnership with the German Research Center for Artificial Intelligence, has led to the liftoff of a drone fleet that's mapping plastic pollution in rivers flowing into the highly polluted Manila Bay. The researchers have applied machine learning to analyze the resulting video footage, which is combined with footage from cameras positioned on river bridges to detect waste flowing into the bay. So far, the project, which is funded by the World Bank, has pinpointed several hotspots where the majority of plastic pollution congregates before entering the bay. It is hoped that, alongside further field surveys, the drones mapping efforts will inform government interventions to stem the waste. Furthermore, we need to consider how ports and maritime companies manage waste. Since MARPOL guidelines are already in place, stricter enforcement must be employed in waste segregation. Ports must also conduct measures to adapt to these guidelines to ensure that onboard segregated waste is managed properly. In the Philippines, there was a decree enacted to address this problem. Presidential Decree No. 979, also known as the Marine Pollution Decree of 1976, was made to prevent, mitigate, or eliminate the increasing damages to marine resources as a result of pollution and was ordered by Ferdinand Marcos C. This decree states that the Philippine Coast Guard shall have the primary responsibility of enforcing the laws, rules, and regulations governing marine pollution. However, it shall be the joint responsibility of the Philippine Coast Guard and the National Pollution Control Commission to coordinate and cooperate with each other in the enforcement. Violators shall be liable for a fine or imprisonment for each offense without prejudice to the civil liability of the offender. Clearance from the Philippine port for the vessel from which oil or other harmful substances are discharged may be withheld until the fine is paid. What can we do? As students, we may join organizations such as Oceana and Ocean Conservancy and post infographic materials to help spread awareness about this issue. Additionally, we should also learn to be responsible with our trash and not throw it anywhere because it may reach the ocean or any body of water. Conclusion: oceans and seas cover almost 70% of the Earth. Oceans feed us, regulate the climate, and generate most of the oxygen we breathe. They also serve as the foundation for much of the world's economy, supporting sectors from tourism to fisheries to international shipping. But despite their importance, oceans are facing unprecedented threats as a result of human activity. With almost 90% of the world's trade being transported by sea, it is important for people to know the dangers it brings to the marine ecosystem. Issues such as oil spills and pollutions have been happening around the world. It is important to find ways to stop this before it can affect marine life drastically. With the improvement of technology, we must find ways to help stop and prevent cargo ship pollution to the marine ecosystem. Different technologies are being made and discovered to help in this problem. With this, we can also help in our own ways, such as joining organizations to spread awareness about the effects of what pollution from cargo shipping can do to the oceans and our lives. Here are our references. Let's do our part in helping the marine ecosystem. Thank you.